Hello beautiful people, how's it going? I'm back with another video. It's time for episode 3 of House of the Dragon season 2. You guys know I don't waste any of your time. Subscribe if you'd like to. Follow me on social media because I'm always posting about House of the Dragon on there. All the theories, the leaks, all of it. I love you all so much. Let's get right into it.
Can you even get that thing up?
Well enough for killing Blackwoods.
Blackwoods versus the Brackens. They've been at war for like centuries.
Your false queen Rhaenyra is a kinslayer.
Your uncle declared for Aegon, did he?
It's so interesting. They're using this scene to show you how it's dividing the entire realm. I like this.
You wouldn't dare.
I think you would. Oh, God. Whoa. Look at all of the destruction that was caused over one little argument. I mean, the Blackwoods and the Brackens do fight a lot, but I think this is more of a metaphor for the conflict between Rhaenyra and Alicent to Rhaenyra and Aegon.
Otto Hightower would never have allowed this.
For Eric to pretend to be Eric?
Soon they will not even remember what it was that began the war in the first place. Or was it when the child was beheaded?
True.
Or when Aemond killed Luke?
Even truer.
Or when Luke took Aemond's eye?
Yeah, this might be my favorite line of the season so far.
When the desire to kill and burn takes hold and reason is forgotten.
Rainy spitting bars.
There is no war so hateful to the gods as a war between kin.
And no war so bloody as a war between dragons. I've memorized that line from the trailer now. Oh, that shot is disgusting. What a great transition. It's like he's looking down at their graves because he essentially caused this.
They'll be waiting.
Since when does he have a Hand of the King necklace? I've never seen that in the show or in Game of Thrones.
Sir Arik was awarded the great duty of ending Rhaenyra's challenge. He failed to discharge it.
He failed because the scheme was rash.
Perhaps, Your Grace, but we cannot all hide in our castles waiting for war to come to us.
As now it surely will.
Alicent is 100% right. I hate her this season, I'm going to be honest, but she is 100% right in this.
Lord Samuel Blackwood himself is slain.
Good. First blood in our name.
I don't know if that's a success, Aegon.
Your Lord Uncle Ormond marches from Old Town at the head of a great host, Your Grace. And your brother Darren's dragon nears fighting age. Call on them to suppress the Riverlands.
Alas, they are months away.
Mention of Daeron's dragon. That means we will see him one day. I'm holding out hope.
Do remind me, which link in your chain denotes the art of war?
This council must rediscover the discipline it lately had if it's to be of any use.
The Riverlands are the key to the war.
All of this because Otto's gone. You guys are all idiots.
A bold scheme indeed.
Well, the gods favor the bold.
They did not favor Sir Arik.
Really good line, Alicent. Take him down.
I'm as fearsome as any of them.
Tell yourself that, brother. Sorry.
What price would you set?
A place at your court.
Nice.
You showed me grace when you could have withheld it. I'm not often surprised.
This is a change from the book that I actually really like. They're developing such an interesting female connection between Mysaria and Rhaenyra, and I think it's really nice.
I know the struggles of the small folk of King's Landing. They will be ruled either by you or by the usurper. And only one of you has shown yourself to be merciful.
Again, they're mirroring this idea about the small folk and how the small folks' lives are really affected by all of this going on.
I need you to be the mother to them that I cannot.
Oh, that's really sad.
I need Bailey here. Because she has a dragon. I cannot promise to make you happy.
Exactly. I find this really mean. I feel so bad for Rhaena. I knew he was going to Harrenhal, and I'm really happy about being right because I'm so excited. We never really got to explore the magical side of Harrenhal in Game of Thrones, but I know that in the book we experience a lot of it here, so I hope that we get to. I hope so. Caraxes, my beautiful, beautiful, handsome boy. What a wonderful shot, man. This is the great council meeting of the very first episode of the show. Very first scene.
I'm claiming Harrenhal.
Apparently so. I swear this by the old gods and the new.
Should I say? I don't know. That's someone really important. That's Alice Rivers. Sorry, that's Alice Rivers. I'm so excited.
Even if we possess the coin, my prince. Your Grace.
You shouldn't be calling him Your Grace because he is not king.
Perhaps the presence of the crown and a dragon will sharpen minds round these parts.
Good for you, Damon. Honestly, I am kind of happy for him that now he has his own little hideout to do stuff in.
May I present my brother, Sir Gawain Hightower? Arrived last night from Oldtown.
Sir Kristen.
Wow, really interesting. The first time we saw him was in episode 1 of the first season, and he had his helmet on, so we didn't even see.
The march will be hard, sir.
No one is more delighted than I to march out to war with the Dornishmen.
This tension is disgusting. I feel like these guys are gonna have at it.
I thank your grace for her prayers. And request that she grant her favor. That her Lord Commander may go into battle with her blessings.
That's just like episode 1 when he asked Rhaenyra at the jousting tourney. This is exactly like parallels from episode 1. I love the show. I love the show. I love the writers. I love Ryan Condal. I put my hands up. I love it.
Perhaps it is time for you to think about secreting yourself somewhere safe, while we remain here as a source of distraction for the enemy.
It's so interesting that as soon as Damon is gone, they start disrespecting his wife, who is the queen, by the way. Oh, wow.
This council would do well to remember that their queen wears the crown of my grandsire, Jaehaerys the Conciliator. A prudent ruler, the wisest of Targaryen kings whose reign outlasted every other.
I love how defensive Rhaenys is over Rhaenyra. I really do love Rhaenys, always spitting facts.
This bread, still warm.
There's broth too, I made sure of it.
I love them together so much. My favorite couple in the show.
Rhaenyra, Lord of the Tides. The girl knows nothing of ships.
I actually would really like Rhaena as Lord of the Tides. I think it suits her. I think she's a nice girl.
If something were to befall you,
Then it is well that I am a good sailor.
This is some really good foreshadowing, but I can't speak on it.
These eggs are even more fragile.
Are these supposed to be Daenerys' eggs? In the book, it was Helena's dragon Dreamfire who, you know, was the mother of Daenerys' eggs. So I really hope they didn't change that. It's just more excuses to not show us Dreamfire, and I love Helena, so that's just a disservice to me. That's kind of annoying. But again, I'm not sure. These poor girls. I really do wish they developed their relationship with Damon more, instead of just having him be a totally absent father and essentially treating them like they don't exist. Wow, a rare instance of seeing Helena smile. God bless her.
I feel sad about Jaehaerys. That horrid procession where the small folk all stared at me. I warrant they thought I had no more right to grief than they do.
I don't think so, sweet girl.
Helena,
I forgive you.
What?
Poor girl.
I said that I forgive you.
Wow, Alicent doesn't really deserve it, even though I used to have a lot of love for her, but I just respect Helena so much.
My father always said he had no use for a master of whisperers. And yet, I find myself wanting for one. I should be glad of your talents.
You honor me, Your Grace.
Even though I hate Larys, that might be the smartest thing Aegon's ever done, because he was born for that job.
You're sworn to chastity now.
Of course, Your Grace.
Who hired these Kingsguard men? Who hired them? What is this?
One for yourself, there's a good girl, eh?
Oh my god, that's the girl that Aegon assaulted.
I'm the son
of Balon the Brave.
Bastard brother to Prince Damon.
And the late King Viserys.
They're planting the dragon seeds. They're planting the dragon seeds. This is so exciting.
The blood of the dragon runs through these veins, and yes, men would take my head for it.
That's very true. That's very true. Stay safe.
Drinks for all! At the pleasure of the crown!
I think Aegon is trying so hard to win the people over after what he did with the rat catchers, but something is just rubbing me the wrong way about him.
I know, just a tutor for you, my boy.
This boy looks so uncomfortable.
Her name is, Sylvie, or Chelsea, or...
Oh god, Aemond. Yeah.
You have come so far, and yet you still lie with your very first.
You're disgusting. Aegon, you're disgusting.
Woo! 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 You see, I do not exaggerate.
Aegon needs to die. I'm so sorry, you guys. Aegon needs to die. You know, I will say, Aemond actually looks way cooler without his eye patch on. If I was Aemond, I would be walking around without that thing on all the time. Look at Moon Dancer, you guys. Wow, Bela looks so excited to see enemies. She has Damon's blood in her. That's amazing. Or maybe Lena too. I love seeing Kristen look like such a brat. Right, she can't go into the forest, but she can burn. Just burn them. Bela, just burn.
So this!
Why? Why? Bela, burn them. What a beautiful shot, though.
Could you be certain it was Cole from such a great height?
It was not such a great height, Your Grace. You said not to engage, so I didn't. Exactly.
Your Grace.
Oh, good for you, Bela. That's so cool. Bela's so cool.
This is why you must act now, Your Grace. Loose the dragon's root Cole out and burn him.
Yeah, to be honest, this time I do agree with them. Cole needs to die one way or the other. I don't care how it is. I just want it to happen. Alice Rivers. I love the storyline of Damon in Harrenhal because you get to see him so afraid for the first time.
Always coming and going, aren't you?
That's Millie Alcock. That's Millie Alcock, I'm telling you.
And I have to clean up afterwards.
Wow, what a nice reunion. Oh my god! Oh wow, that's horrific. I love the horror aspect. There she is! There she is!
You will die in this place.
I love the horror aspect. I love that we're finally getting back into incorporating magic. I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh wow, he's also placed right next to the weirwood. Wow.
What do you know of the movements of Alicent Hightower?
Would you take her hostage?
I would speak with her, myself.
Wow, it's so interesting. She wants to get one last-ditch effort to stop this war from happening. Poor Rhaenyra.
There is one place Alicent goes. Outside the castle walls.
The set. Oh god, this is a parallel to episode 2 when they were praying together right here at the spot.
No, no. What?
Oh god.
Oh, I've begun badly. We knew, even then, that men trained up for battle are eager to fight. I know you do not have that desire within you.
I think it's a bit too late for all of that now, if I'm being totally honest.
So you've come to surrender then?
Ah, see, there's the conflict. Okay.
Your allies turn from you when they hear of your depravity. Your hands are bloody to no crime. I could never have imagined you.
The trespass was not mine.
And she knows that.
I am a mother too, and you have yet to answer for the murder of my son.
I repudiate that act with all my heart.
Of course you do.
We'll see, you both have things in common.
Mere hours before I left him, he had affirmed my right to the throne. A right he upheld steadfastly every day of his life after my mother died.
Yes, exactly.
And yet you will maintain that his mind was changed in an instant.
I will.
Because she doesn't know about the Song of Ice and Fire.
When was your plan first laid? Was your ambition so keen?
He changed his mind, Rhaenyra. He changed his mind.
I think she's seeing that Alicent wouldn't actually lie about something like this.
I pronounced before all gathered in that room that you would make a fine queen. Do you think me capable of such naked deceit?
Exactly, yeah, she wouldn't lie about it. I think they're gonna find out about the misunderstanding.
He said he was the prince that was promised to unite the realm.
What?
I desire peace as you do, but to preserve...
Did my father use those words?
It's done.
It's a story he once told. About Aegon the Conqueror.
The Conqueror.
Oh, God. Alicent must feel so messed up.
You must go before you are discovered.
There's been a mistake.
There's been no mistake.
Please.
Oh, God.
A terrible war is looming. And even victory may be so bloody as to be counted a loss. Do not let your pride blind you.
There's been no mistake.
She's terrified. Alicent's terrified.
It's too late, Rhaenyra.
Alicent.
Oh, God, I actually understand what Alicent is saying, even though she misunderstood Viserys. Like, everything has been put into place now. You're not gonna make Aemond and Kristen Cole change their minds. You're not gonna say to Aegon, oh, this isn't happening now. It's time for war. That's it. Rhaenyra. Oh, no, wow. What an absolutely lovely episode. I've been really enjoying season 3, but I think things are really gonna kick off now. I find it really interesting how Alicent and Rhaenyra just, now that the air is clear, there's still no going back because of everything that Alicent has essentially put into place. I mean, Rhaenyra too, but it's just so horrifying because now they know that all of this happened because of a misunderstanding. And Viserys, God bless him, may he rest in peace, really just destroyed everything at the last minute because he was too weary on Milk of the Poppy. It's just, now I actually kind of see Alicent's point where it is in a way too late because I don't know how I can stop this. My sons are too far gone. Meanwhile, Rhaenyra is trying everything she can to prevent war from happening. But of course, Rhaenyra isn't gonna surrender. Oh man. I found it really interesting that the episode just constantly tells you that sin begets sin, and there's no war so hateful as a war between kin. That rhymed. I didn't even mean for it to. Maybe the writers did. And that, just like the Battle of the Blackwoods and the Brackens, you don't actually remember what started the war in the first place. It was one blow, and then another blow, and then another blow, until it's just an all-out war. Oh man, I love this show, because there's always so many layers to it. It's not, something that you take at face value. It's something that you think about, and something that you digest, and, Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, favorite shows of all time. I'm really happy. I also think the cinematography of this episode was really great. I feel really bad for Aemond for what happened at the brothel. I also don't know why we needed to see all of those bits and pieces, if you know what I mean. I think the show has passed that. I think Game of Thrones passed that. And I don't know, that was a bit much for me, but I understand what the scene was trying to convey, how vulnerable Aemond was put in that position by Aegon. Aegon needs to die. Kristen Cole needs to die. Oh man, I just hate them so much. I also found it really just fascinating, all of the Damon stuff at Harrenhal, finally getting to meet Alice Rivers. This is a person that I've been wanting to meet in the show ever since I read the book, because I just love magic. I mean, hello, Harry Potter's over there, Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons over there, my two halves of my heart, Star Wars over there, don't worry about it. But I find it so fascinating. I love that Damon was like hallucinating, and they showed you that he was definitely hallucinating by showing you Millie Alcock, which honestly, I'm really glad that she's back, but the person I really want to see back is sitting right up there. I want Viserys back. I want Paddy Considine back. There was a scene in the trailer where Damon was walking up to the throne in the full trailer, or I think it was the final trailer. And that doesn't make any sense, because Damon wouldn't be in King's Landing in an empty throne, and the green banners are in the throne room. So I think it's a hallucination, and I just pray to God that we see Paddy Considine, Viserys, my King Viserys. I love him so much. He was everything, and I loved him, and I really hope we can see him back, because we did get Millie Alcock back, and I never thought that was going to happen. Why? In what context would that happen? But now they have a path forward, and considering everything Damon said last week about brother, Viserys, my brother, was scared of me. He didn't choose me because he thought that I would outshine him. I think it would just be really cool to see Viserys again in Damon's mind and maybe have that conversation. What a great episode. I loved seeing Moondancer. You know, whenever we get dragon content here, it just makes me super happy. I love Caraxes. I love Moondancer. I just hope we get to see more Dreamfire. Where is Helena's dragon? Goodness. I mean, I get it. Visual effects cost money, but if I were HBO with a show like this, which is, I think, their biggest show, especially now that Succession is done, I would really like to see all of the dragons. I mean, and I find it interesting that we haven't even seen Sunfire yet. Aegon's dragon. Sunfire in the books is known to be one of the most beautiful dragons in all of Westeros history, and we still haven't even seen Sunfire. I have a feeling that we will see him later this season, because there is a big battle, which I won't spoil, but Sunfire is definitely in it, and I hope that we get to see that. I would like to see more of the dragons, but just the dialogue this episode was just amazing. I don't know how the general public or maybe even book readers are going to feel about Alicent and Rhaenyra having a reunion this early on in the season, because, I mean, obviously it doesn't happen in the book, but I think that's because the show introduced the misunderstanding, which wasn't in the book, so they do have to kind of, you know, see how that is going to play out. And so I really loved the scene. Plus, it was just really great to see Emma Darcy and Olivia Cooke together. They are both unbelievable performers, and I'm just so enthralled by them. Especially Emma Darcy this season, to be honest. They are amazing at what they do, and I just think that their portrayal of Rhaenyra is so not toned down, but reserved, like they're trying to conceal their emotions, and I think that works much better for me, which is why I love Emma Darcy's portrayal of Rhaenyra way more than Millie Alcock's, but it was still cool to see her back. It was also amazing seeing Damon scared. I found that so fascinating. But yeah, honestly, my takes on this episode, 10 out of 10 episode, just like every other episode of the season, I am biased. I will never say something negative about the show. Sorry, got you there. One negative thing I will say is that Kristen Cole is still alive, and it is bothering me. It is straight up bothering me. It is also amazing seeing how the council is literally just destroyed without Otto Hightower. Actually, now that I think about it, I will say a negative of this episode is I felt Otto Hightower missing. I missed his scheming. I also do think that Rhaenys and Corlys are a little underutilized. Rhaenys got some banger lines, but Corlys is just barely in the show. And I met him a month ago. I want to see more Corlys. Come on now. Oh man. I also really love the dynamic between Mysaria and Rhaenyra. That's something in the book that, I mean, it wasn't there from my memory. It wasn't existent. So I really like that addition. I think it adds, more layers to Rhaenyra's council instead of it just being a bunch of old men who want to essentially overthrow her power. Oh man, I love this show. I love the show so much. I love the show. If you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching with me. I love the show with all my heart. And so doing these videos for you guys, you know, it sets in stone and creates a memory for me because I just, oh man, I live and breathe this show. I live and breathe it so much. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Well, next week for episode 4, and I hope it's a banger. Bye, guys.